Dominic, and you may recognize me from my local cooking show, La Cucina Familia. But today we're doing something a little bit different. We're out here in beautiful Manchester by the Sea at Crocker's Boatyard with John.
Hello.
John actually is a regular down at Tom's Trattoria, and he was talking about what we could do to help him out in provisioning his boat for their 5-day sail to Bermuda.
It's probably going to be 7 or 8 days, but the first 5 we want to get off on the right foot with you, Angela.
Nice. So we sat down and talked about how we could feed them in an efficient manner with, tell us, John, what you're cooking with on this boat.
Well, we've got a heavy fry pan and some pots and various things like that. We've got a 3-burner alcohol stove that takes about 3 times as long as any other type of stove to do anything on. We've got a jet boil gimbal to the companionway boards for instant soups and coffee and what have you, but we need Angela to help us with something relatively easy to heat up and eat on the fly.
So that's why we put together a lot of things like some Sicilian fish stews, some nice hearty chicken stews. We made you some greens with meatballs, stuff that you can just throw in a big frying pan that'll stay for days without any problem and be able to tide you guys over. I'm hoping that it's going to work out well for you.
Well, that sounds delicious, Angela, and judging from what you've done for us in Beverly Farms, I'm sure it will be.
Nice.
The high numbers go in first and the low numbers go in last.
This is your number 5, so wait for these.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a 5.
5. Oops. Yeah, they're wiping off a little bit.
And so now I'm here with Alex, and Alex is going to tell me a little bit about, well, who's in charge of what? Who's going to cook? What's going on? Sure. Tell me a little bit of how this works.
So we have a 24-hour watch. There's 2 guys that are on watch at all times, and their responsibility is primarily to drive the boat and make sure the sails are set properly and that there's no issues, but they're also the ones responsible for cooking.
So at any time, anybody could be taking care of the food?
That's correct.
Okay,
yes.
so I should give instruction to everybody.
Right. We all need to know how to cook. Hopefully no one will mess anything up, but we're all responsible for doing that.
I've sent you some pretty easy stuff. It's really going to be taking it out of the container, putting it into the frying pan nice and low and slow, and let it come to temperature, and then dinner will be ready.
Right. So it seems pretty straightforward. I'm sure we won't have too much trouble with it.
Yeah, sounds like you guys should be all right with this one. And now we're inside, and John's actually going to show us what they're going to do, how they're going to work this, what the stove's all about, and how they're actually going to eat for all these days.
I'd be glad to do that. The stove is over here. It's a 3-burner with an oven alcohol stove, and the first thing we have to do is take this lid off. It's secured here with a slide lock, and then you slip it down here like that. And then you got to unhook it down here, and it's gimbaled. So when we're sailing, this boat will be heeled over significantly one side or the other. Everything will go crazy down here, and this oven will swing back and forth like that. And then it's like doing gymnastics, just living down here with a boat that's rocking and rolling. This is what's called a galley strap. So you slap this on around you like this, and you hook in here so that, you know, if we're on a starboard tack and leaning this way, you don't go flying backwards, and you can do your thing here. We've got some pots and pans over there in that cavity. There's a alcohol tank here that's pressurized. You just put a bicycle pump on that, pump it up, and off you go. And we've stowed water in every place you could imagine in this boat, including there. And that's basically it on how we cook. And by the way, when you're strapped in, you can turn around and reach all the way over here to get your silverware out. And Angela's food has all been stowed under here in this ice box. We don't have refrigeration on Paragon. Too small a boat really for that.
So we've got everything frozen solid for you. So what's going to end up happening is we started out day one with some nice chicken that isn't frozen. So tonight they're going to be able to eat. And then everything's going to thaw progressively. And by the time they get to the last day, they're eating vegetables and beans. Because if it's thawed for 2 or 3 days, then there won't be any problem with that. We've got some nice Sicilian fish stew for them. We've got some shrimp stews for them. We made some, some greens with meatballs as we get further along in the week. And then they're eating their veggies and their beans. So they're going to get all their protein and all their veg that they need to help keep them healthy on this on this challenging journey.
Angela, that sounds delicious. It's all somewhat theoretical because on a boat this small and an ocean this big, you feel a little bit off. I've averaged losing about 7 or 9 pounds every time I've done this. These other guys are doing it for the first time, and they're really focusing more on the ice-cold beers at the moment. And you can see I'm drinking water. But yeah, the food is key, and without Angela's help, it would be a lot more complicated to try to figure out how to keep the stuff frozen and what to eat when. But we've marked the things as she's indicated, and we should be good to go.
Yeah, we've got it all labeled for you. You guys
Thank
should be nice and taken care of. As long as by the end of the trip you can still read the labels and they haven't all washed off in the ice.
Well, I'm sure we will be able to.
Hey, and now we're here with Brant, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his part and how this whole mission is going to be played out. Brant, tell me a little bit about what you are going to be doing here.
Like Alex, we'll be doing just whatever has to be done at the time. We're all taking turns driving, navigating, fixing the boat, doing whatever it needs at the moment. That includes cooking, cleaning up messes, fixing broken stuff.
So I hear that you actually are a good cook, so I feel like I'm going to be okay leaving this all in your capable hands if anybody has any problems.
I am a decent cook. I did it in college for a while.
Nice.
Worked as a sous chef and paid the bills for a bit, so didn't forget.
Nice. So you should be all set. We've got some nice stuff going on for you guys, mostly just like stews and stuff, so it's just going to take some nice slow reheating. And I actually threw a little extra stuff in there in case you want to extend with some like tomatoes and vegetables. And the way that I set it up was any one of the meals that I packed up for you guys, you can add the tomatoes and vegetables to, so it'll coordinate with any of them. So if you feel like you're a little extra hungry on one day or another, you can just mix it right in with the rest.
Yep, and with the stove, we've got it's an alcohol stove, so that's perfect for cooking low and slow. It's not going to crank out a lot of heat.
Nice, good, because none of this stuff is requires high heat.
Yep.
So perfect. Well, I hope you guys have a great time out there sailing, and I hope we fed you well enough.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. My restaurant's right in the middle of Beverly Farms.
Beverly Farms.
Yep. Nice. Right on the corner. Dom's Truck of the Year. Dom's. This one is almost all meatballs. And the other two are a nice mix of vegetables and greens and meatballs, but one of them has got a ton of meatballs in there.
What number should I be writing?
That is number 4, and I wrote 4 on there, but it's not, it's
Oh yeah, you can see it.
barely. Like I wrote 3 on here, but you can't really see that either. So
Here's
we need
4.
a 3.
Another 4.
Yeah,
Here's
we
a
need
4.
3. We need 3. And so now I'm here with Dane, who is the 4th and final member of this crew. Dane, tell me a little bit about what your crew assignment's going to look like.
Well, we've basically taken all the assignments and split them up, so we've got a rotating watch. I'll be at the helm here, I'll be changing sails, and I'll be down cooking when I need to be doing that.
So I hear you also cook at home, so you should be okay doing taking care of the food for the guys?
Absolutely. We've brought some pretty easy stuff to do, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, I packed you up some nice healthy meals, and I'm hoping that throughout you guys' journey that you're going to be able to take some video clips maybe of the food and the ease of cooking. You think that might be a possibility? Give me a little bit of feedback about my food.
Sure thing, no problems. A video camera is one of the few extra pieces of electronic equipment we brought, so we'll be able to show the food coming out and let you know what we think.
Nice, very good. I'll look very forward to that. Nice. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Thanks for the food.
Yeah. All right. Good. Well, everybody, thanks for coming down. And what is there to say other than
Good luck.
we want good luck? Yeah. Because ultimately
Safe
that's
trip.
what it comes down to.
Good weather.
Good weather, right?
Yeah.
Good wind.
Calm seas.
Well, I didn't realize we were on the air. Wow.
supposed to say something momentous.
Oh, really? Something profound. All right, I'll give it a shot. I'm not a religious type of guy, but this is the one sport that brings me close to that, because your destiny is in somebody else's hands, or at least the weather can really dictate whether we get there or not. But we've got all the tools and capable crew and a positive attitude, so off we go, right? That's how we all have to take a shot at life, right? Is that profound enough?
That was great.
Cheers, well,
And now that we've got to interview everybody and get a nice look around the boat and see what's going on, we're gonna finish up here and let them sail off into the sunset, off to Bermuda, with all kinds of wonderful goodies from Dom's Trattoria, and hopefully we're gonna get some great footage of all of the wonderful things that they ate and some feedback on how it went.
I tuned out the camera a while ago. Well, whatever trash we got, Dane, you want to toss any empties out this way?
Oi, Benson. I'll see you later.
Is that it?
Got it, just trash.
Yeah, fresh food too. Good thing's a little different this year.
Ready to go?
Yep, go ahead. Fair winds.
Okay, thank you. See you all soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. We're here.
You got a vessel of spirit. Well, we're in the Gulf Stream. The water temperature is 84, 85 degrees, thereabouts.
82.8.
And it's blowing 20 knots. And Mildred, the wind vane, is doing all the steering, so the rest of us can concentrate on our next meal, which is actually cooking on the stove.
Really good. This is the fish chowder. Very tasty. As have all the other
And it's it's Friday, isn't it?
Friday.
We kind of lose track of that out here. And we're only on, we're finishing off the buckets labeled number 2, but we're going to mix the extra bucket in as well.
Yeah, I think we've had 1, 2, and 3.
How's Angela's food come along so far?
Angela's food was fantastic. Couldn't ask for better meals while at sea. Easy to prepare. There's never any leftovers. I have a confession to make to my wife. I'm not really steering this boat, actually. This thing's steering the boat. I'm just making it for the movie. And we're not really on the Atlantic Ocean, in the Gulf Stream. We're at Warner's studio in Florida, and when we're done, we're going to hit the daiquiri bar.